Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Lasham Daily Briefing for Saturday, the 27th of September, 2025. Starting now with the synoptic picture. And overnight, the high moving a little bit further away to the northeast, and the low centered just to the west of Midland, UK, bringing its way in. And by midday today, the centre of that low being just in the Irish Sea there off the western tip of Wales, bringing with it a little bit of frontal activity. Nothing that's going to quite affect us today, but we are starting to see evidence of the unsettled weather being brought by this low pressure. Overnight tonight, we should see this cold front passing through around midnight or 1 o'clock. Into tomorrow, that should leave actually some fairly nice air behind it, reasonably unstable after the passage of that cold front. So provided we can get some decent sun on the ground, it should actually be quite a good soaring day. Looking further into next week, we should continue with high pressure becoming a little bit more dominant again. And Monday, Tuesday, potential is to be quite nice days as well. Looking at the sat pic for today, you can see a huge wedge of mid and upper level cloud across the entire of the UK. Interestingly, to the north, you can see evidence of wave in Scotland up towards Boyne, and possibly even a tiny bit out towards Wales. But in our area, thin cloud, but thickening from the west. And I was just wondering how much of that lower level stuff will burn off or will move on, and how much of the top cover is going to slow down that process. Rain radar, you can see quite a lot out to the west, but mainly north of us. Nothing that's imminent. And if we look at the Met Office rain prediction, we've got a southerly flow today. So we might see the occasional shower from the south coast throughout today and around sort of lunchtime. But otherwise, nothing that's going to particularly affect us, certainly none of the frontal stuff out to the west. Odium there, Meta, their observation this morning was 110 degrees, 6 knots for the wind, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, and overcast at 5,400 feet. And actually a reasonably high pressure, despite what the synoptics was saying, of 1019. Farnborough still haven't given us a TAF, but their observation was very similar. 120 degrees, 5 knots, visibility greater than 10 kilometers, with few 2,400 feet, and pressure also 1019. Spot winds to the south of us, we've got south-southwesterly, 20 knots, and to the north, south-southeasterly, at around 20 knots as well. Looking at windy now for the local wind, and you can see there a south-southeasterly flow across the airfield. They're fairly moderate, but it will be gusting at times. And with that lined up directly for runway 16, that's the thing we will be operating today. You can see the local Met Office forecast here, just reaffirming that southerly 10 or 11 knots, gusting in excess of 20 throughout most of the day. So that will shows 16 is the better option, with excellent visibility all throughout and quite a high humidity with the air coming off the channel. GFS giving us a temperature of around 16 degrees in the warmest part of the day. I think with that wind, it's going to feel a little bit colder, and a dew point of 7. The webcam looking south, you can see fairly low cloud there, but gaps towards the top cover there, and the evidence of the southeasterly flow. Locally, we're up to 10 degrees now with a dew point of 7.9. Excuse me. And moving on to the potential flight distance on the left-hand side of the screen here on SkySight. As you can imagine, very little to discuss there, not a day for cross-country flying. On the right-hand side, we have the point forecast showing fairly solid mid-level cloud cover all day with a variable low level and cumulus. Possibly sort of locally soarable with a base of around 2,000 to 2,500 feet from midday onwards. And we'll see how much of that top cover is present, and that's very much dependent on how good the conditions are in the middle of the day. Top meteo showing us the cloud distribution. So this is for 8 o'clock local this morning. And you can see the sort of multi-cumulus and slightly lower level stuff in our area here. We run this through hour by hour. You can see mid-morning it does start to break up with a little bit of cumulus locally to us and continue throughout the day with a fair amount of medium and thick cirrus becoming dominant there as well. You can see that front out to the west that we saw on the radar moving in slowly throughout the day. But it will have ceased all activity by the time that arrives. No times, very little to discuss here, particularly given the forecast. But if any of our motor glider pilots are heading to the south coast at number 8, you've got some parachute dropping at Southampton. That's up to 5,200 feet, and that's from 12:15 until 1:15 local time. And out to the northwest there, we've got what's becoming quite a familiar sight, the temporary Class D airspace around the Cotswolds and Kent. We'll move on now to the glider bookings. We have 2 K-31s today on booked flying and another on the casual list. There's 1 K-13 for trial lessons today and plenty of single seater availability. This morning there were 5 on the casual list with 1 instructor, so if there are any other instructors that are looking to help out or like a bit of flying, that would be much appreciated. There are plenty of aircraft for you to take. And the simulator is available as normal. Got nothing to report today with regards to movements. And in summary, low pressure is moving in from the west, bringing more unsettled conditions. The cold front to pass overnight, which will hopefully lead to a good day tomorrow, and we're expecting a southerly flow across the airfield. We'll be operating from runway 16 today with cables on the grass to the east. And a reminder for instructors, please do not brief at the front of the queue. As always, do not land or taxi across the disused runways shown here in red, and there's our airfield set up to finish with the winch line to the east of the 16 runway, air towing from the west side. And a reminder, please do land well into the field. That's all for me this morning. We'll see you out there shortly. So have a good day and keep it safe. Thank you very much.